One of the things we're really focusing on is for people to tell people who they are, tell their story. And we're all kind of tough doing that. We don't want to talk about who we are and where we necessarily came from because it's personal. But that's how you create a relationship with people. In just a couple minutes, I'm going to show you and tell you my story. You're going to learn a lot more about me and why I support the Democratic Party's values. My name is Mark Poloncarz. I'm the proud son of a steelworker and nurse from Lackawanna, New York. If you know Lackawanna, New York, you know Bethlehem Steel. How many people ever heard of Bethlehem Steel? All the younger people are like, what's Bethlehem Steel? Well, what's Bethlehem Steel? They're asking that question because it went out of business around 1990. But during the 1970s, when my father was a steelworker there and my mother was raising me and my two younger brothers, he got laid off at the plant. They do shutdowns for 6 weeks, 10 weeks. And he'd go find a part-time job, and my mother would have a part-time job. But it wasn't enough. And so we got food stamps. We got food stamps. Remember the time it was a booklet and you had to rip it out. They were purple and green. My mother said, Marky, make sure you pull them out. Don't rip it in half because they're not going to be able to turn it in. But we got food stamps, a program that was brought to you initially by Franklin Roosevelt as part of the New Deal. It was canceled by Republicans post-World War II. It was brought back to you by J.F. Kennedy as well as Lyndon Johnson. And it's been there ever since. And it's a program that is on the chopping block because of the big, ugly bill. When my grandfather was having difficulties, he was able to get government assistance through what was then the food stamps program. When my grandparents were at the end of their life, when they had to go into a nursing home, how were they able to afford a nursing home? Because of Medicaid, a program that's on the chopping blocks because of the big, ugly bill. We all know that prior to the New Deal, there was no Social Security. Prior to the Johnson administration, there was no Medicare. And there is a party in our country who would like to go back to that time where there is no Social Security, there is no Medicare, there is no Medicaid, there is no Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, the food stamps program. When Bethlehem Steel went out of business, Bethlehem said, thank you for your 38 years of service, but we can't pay your pension. You get zero. You know why he still has a pension today? From the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, something that was brought to you by Democratic administrations in Washington. I'm proud to say I'm the son of a steelworker and nurse from Lackawanna, New York. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. It was a steel spoon, and I was damn proud of it. And that's who the Democratic Party represents, the hardworking men and women of our country who understand that we're not asking for everything to be given to us. But when things go a little astray, that there's a caring government that stands up for us. That's what we're doing in NDCO. That's what I've done in Erie County and continuing to spread that message across our country. And I'm asking you to continue to spread that message here. Tell your story. Let people know who you are. Let's get behind Amy Sargent so she can win this special election.